Susie Meister Butler. Cutest thing in the whole entire universe.
Now,
sunshine of my life.
That's a greeting. Episode 529. Hello, Sarah.
Hello, Sus. How are you doing?
Real good over here.
Yeah, the sun's a-shining.
The sun is a-shining. All is well. I'm totally enjoying the summer weather in all its glory.
Oh my God, it's so hot over here.
Oh, I saw that. I am not jealous.
Holy fuck. Holy fuck balls. I even have air conditioning. It doesn't, but I have air conditioning from I think when they invented air conditioning. And so it sounds like...
Yeah, a freight train.
Yeah, you know how when we see the first computers we're like, oh, that's so silly.
Yeah.
Look at how big they were. This turns on and it's like, oh, look at how silly. That sounds insane. So, but I totally forgot, but then remembered that I have that mobile AC unit.
Oh, good.
That you and I have passed back and forth and back and forth. Yes. And then my mom looks at me. She's like, are you kidding me?
You got to get...
You had an AC unit and you didn't even know about it? I was like, I forgot. I'm sorry. So now we've been enjoying nice, cool weather. So, yes.
Yeah, that climate change situation is not going well for Los Angeles.
Holy crud. I'm worried about, fires, but...
That's what I mean.
If the earthquake doesn't get us, the fires will.
Yeah, it's not good.
Or the real estate prices. I don't know which is worse.
Yeah. I mean, people like to point out, they're always like, oh, I can't believe you're not in LA right now. Don't you miss the weather? I'm like, well, the weather, it's not as great as people think. There's a lot of downsides. The heat waves are problematic.
We're in a desert.
Yeah.
But we're in a desert that somebody made
is cosplaying
look like... Yes.
Paradise.
Oh, my God. Yes.
Okay.
You know what happens when you buy the wrong kind of plants for the environment and then you put them there and they last for a while, but then after a while they're like, this isn't where we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
That is what's happening with the entire state of California now.
Oh, my God. I'm not jealous.
All the plants.
I'm not.
Yeah, so there you go.
I'll take the snow.
Yeah.
This is just a quick thing. I saw the other day on Twitter that I didn't know that ABC or one of the networks was doing a reality show called Slip and Slide, which is just like it sounds.
Oh, my God. I love those.
But it had to be shut down because of a shitty situation. Literally.
What? What? What?
Like E. coli on the old Slip and Slide. And then,
Stop
because
it.
I guess there's a huge slip and slide.
Who had DIA?
All the crew.
Oh.
The whole crew was
Wait,
down
what?
for the count. So I guess they made this humongous slip and slide, but
That's
then it
actually worst case scenario.
right.
And
it's
here
an
we thought
AWH,
a rock
though.
in the way would be the
Yeah. Well,
thing to take people out.
I guess at the end of the slide, they land in a lake or a pond or whatever, and it just was not safe water, and they didn't know. How gross is that?
Suze,
Yeah.
I absolutely think it's the grossest, which is why I still have a problem with some of the lakes that they tossed us into.
Totally.
In the middle of the Czech Republic or Namibia, Africa. And I swear, certain things haven't been the same since.
Yeah, you in your vagina?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know they weren't testing for bacteria or whatever before we were
Right.
tossed into those cesspools.
Don't get crazy, people. It's normal, but it's just we'll call her extra sensitive. I don't want people to be vagina shaming me out there
No one would
or
do
thinking
that.
things are funky. It's lovely. It's just I have to like Susie once said, "Hey, can I wash these for you?" And I was like, "No, because you have the wrong kind of soap."
Oh, right. Yeah,
It's
she
that.
needs very gentle.
And that was got I think after certain lakes I swam in, I think it got worse.
Well,
I
for
think
real,
it was
because a lot of the water ones.
Now you know everything about me. There you go.
Whenever I did them, they were often at those Port Authority docks.
Oh my God, where they just empty out the sewage?
Yeah, there's no way that was clean.
Yes.
You know.
I mean, no.
So anyway, it was bound to happen. So there you go.
Ew.
Yeah. Okay. This is my first question of the day.
Ugh, I don't want to swim in any.
And even just watching the show now, it would be so gross to just think about poo water.
Wait, like that? Oh, poo water.
I don't want to think about it.
Gross.
But I wear my shoes in the house, so
But
what the hell do I
slip
know?
and slides. I love slip
I
and slides
hate
so
slip and
much.
slides. Why do you love them?
I know, and I really apologize for the time that I bought you one and it killed your lawn. I bought your child one. I didn't buy it for Susie. People.
Oh, he loves slip and slides, so he's fine.
Right. I got him one, and then I remember Adam sent me a picture of what damage it did to the lawn.
Yeah, it doesn't take
and I was
much for it to totally ruin your
God,
grass.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, it's worth it.
You know,
But
that's it. Oh,
no,
God.
they're
So
not
sorry.
fun. They are dangerous, Sarah.
That is 100% for sure. And I didn't even like to go on them.
But what is it that you like about them?
The
You love the slipping and
giggling
the slide.
and hilarity of for the
Giggling.
same reason. The giggling for the same reason that like the reason why you and I are friends. Like you say the funny thing and then I like giggle
Yeah.
at it and laugh
Right.
and like encourage the bad behavior
Yeah.
in a way.
Yes.
And for you to do whatever the naughty thing is, that's the same thing. It's like that. It's like I don't want to do it, but I want to
it's
laugh
silly.
at somebody
Yeah.
doing it and then watching and then
Oh, I love watching people on a slip and slide. For sure.
yeah, I don't want to participate.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I'm glad we made.
At one point in my life, I think I did.
Yeah.
But then I always had this like fear, which I think is like very reasonable.
Yes.
Having a fear of diving head first onto fucking grass. Like we think because it's wet. Okay, now
Yeah.
actually some of the times have become terrifying and totally dangerous. And I am so sorry I gave your child that death trap.
It is.
What about a broken neck?
For real. A broken arm.
You're diving head first.
Yeah. Onto rocks and stuff.
And best case scenario, torn up bum.
Yeah, right. Enema.
Like what? Yes. What happens if you just like go off course and then you could do like a road
Of
rash?
course.
Well, I don't know.
No,
how
you're
fast we
right.
were- And also, it can get unpredictable. I remember at camp we used to grease the runway. We would they would throw like cooking oil or something
Yes,
on it.
Adam and Lincoln used dish soap.
Dish soap. That was probably what they
So
did.
stupid. Okay. Let's move on.
I could talk about slip and slides for hours.
Here's what I want to know. Do you think the ethnic food aisle in the grocery store is racist? Okay. This was a query posed by Business Insider in a video, and they showed like both sides of the coin, different people commenting on what they thought. People that were either of a different, like people of color, Asian folks or whatever, said that they thought that it was. And then this white guy said he didn't. So I'm inclined to take the word of the people.
Yeah, I love when the white guy, basically like the opposite of whatever they
Because
think.
they were
is-
saying how, like, anything that becomes mainstream, like, for instance, nice Italian bread, it just gets put in the bread aisle. But
Right.
anything that's still...
You know what? My example in my head was bread. Or not bread, Italian.
Okay. Oh, and yeah, like
And that's
Italian
why it's
food.
racist.
That's what they said, that Italian food has been mainstreamed enough that it's, like, allowed near the white people food.
That is so fucked up. Yep. And slowly things are there. You know what? This is happening, and I'm noticing it. And then certain things are allowed, and certain things
Yeah.
aren't. You know what is egg noodles
That is
now
right.
with the pasta?
Yeah. And, like, sriracha is now with
It's totally
the hot
racist.
sauce.
Get rid of it.
Okay.
Get rid of it. That's
let's
basically
do-
like, we white people have okayed this item. Now I hate it even more.
Well,
yeah.
okay.
I'm totally anti this thing. I get that.
Okay, so
what's the other side of it?
The other side, the first guy, he just said like, that it's. He didn't make a good enough point for me to remember. I just remember him saying like it's just the way that would make the most sense to a consumer, and that's all that grocery stores really are caring about. It's not necessarily racist. It's to be logical for your average consumer. And if I don't know if this is what he meant, but when I was thinking about what I believe, what my opinion might be. I thought, okay, well, when I am shopping for a Thai recipe, it is very convenient for me that all of the Thai ingredients are in one place.
Doesn't that get you in and out of the store faster? Don't I not like that too? I thought about that and I was like, oh, for me, it gets me in and out. Wait a second.
Wait, what are you saying?
That if you if you were a store that maybe wanted this is totally a stretch, but this is, I'm going to play that side. That if you were looking to make it look like certain people shop at your store.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm thinking if you were to spread those items out,
it would take longer.
It would actually be to the grocery store's advantage if they were looking to lengthen the time that a customer spends in the store. Mm-hmm. They should divide those items up.
Yeah.
And I'm exactly like what you're saying because I don't buy a lot of the other stuff in any of the other middle aisles except for
international
items. And so those are usually if I'm in and out real quick. Mm-hmm. And they're all, oh my goodness. And you know what? They're not far. If you look, next time you go to the grocery store, let's look where they are in the grocery store. Because if it's in the very back where you have to go through a lot of other things, then it's they want you to shop here. If it's close to the front or the register.
Yeah, mine is by the
It
register.
fits my theory.
Okay.
So is mine. That's a thing that I just
Let's continue that
saw.
After I talk about ritual because
yes. Ooh,
whatever type of food you're
eating,
you probably aren't getting everything you need from your diet. And so ritual is come to the rescue. They have vitamins for you. They have them for your kid. They have them for the man in your life. They have them for postnatal, prenatal.
Yes.
And they all are easy on your stomach. They don't make you sick. They are formulated for what you need. So the prenatal, you get your iron, you get your iodine, you get key ingredients. So it supports lactation, postpartum stuff. I mean, that's just one thing you don't have to think about.
You just stole the words right out of my mouth. I was just thinking the best part is my refill just came the other day. It is really, really nice to have that as part of my routine and feel consistently taking care of my health. And I have a little box that says take meds / vitamins and I get to check the box.
Check
and
that
makes me
box.
Feel so good.
Yes.
I love that ritual.
And it comes right to your house, like Sarah said, so it makes it so easy. A mother doesn't always put her needs first, but Ritual does. That's why they're offering our listeners 10% off during your first 3 months. Visit ritual.com/braincandy to start Essential Postnatal today. Or any of their vitamins. Okay. So, when I'm making an Asian recipe, it's very helpful that all the different ingredients are in one place. So I thought, okay, that's nice. And I don't necessarily know fish sauce. Where would that go? Would it be the lady on the video said it was a condiment. I wouldn't know that it was a condiment.
Oh, for sure. I would put it next to the vinegar. So it would be vinegar. It'd be vinegar and those would be next to the soy sauce. And then for vinegars, you would have your red,
but she
your
was
rice
saying it's
vinegar,
ketchup,
your red wine vinegar.
Okay.
Ketchup.
She was okay,
fish
condiments,
sauce?
Ketchup.
No, she's saying it's it's like soy sauce.
That's
it's
what
more
of
a mix-in.
I agree with your vinegar idea.
Ask her what her favorite Chinese restaurant is, and if she says Panda Express,
no, she was Asian.
Okay. I thought this was a white person who had.
No.
I was like, oh no. Are we listening to white people again on this?
No, it was actually.
Oh, well, then I'm wrong.
This woman was
like
the owner of a company called Sum, which is an Asian cooking company.
Oh, yeah.
And sounds
they
really
make
yummy.
the soy sauce.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So they were saying that sriracha used to be in the international aisle, but then it got so popular that they moved it to be with the hot sauce and Tabasco. And then Chinese chips, those little chips they put on the table at some Chinese restaurants that you eat before your meal?
Yes.
Those are in the international section, even though they're a complete American creation. You know what I mean?
Which is, there you go. More proof it's racist.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
And after we talked about the Museum of Disgusting Foods, a brainiac sent me this petition people are doing to get rid of James Corden's Spill Your Guts segment for that very reason, that they kind of make a lot of Asian cuisine seem disgusting and horrifying.
Yeah.
And it's not very
like
nice.
Food is supposed to bring us together.
Yeah, it's like, I get what they're saying. And
yeah, I totally do. It makes total sense.
I never thought about it before we started talking about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And
Weigh in. I want to know what other people think about this food aisle thing.
When you think about the items that get moved and basically
like they're white enough now.
Yes, like it's like gentrification of food, or like the items are like assimilated, or and like into a hot sauce culture.
Your proximity to whiteness is enough now that we can put you in the normal.
And that is really gross,
unsavory
to me. And the different well, it's like people want to go through the whole grocery store. Why is it? It doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. That's weird. Okay. We do need people to weigh in. We're white girls. What do we know?
Yeah, what do we know? I do want to know what people think, but especially people of color and marginalized communities. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. In our next segment, we're white women. What do we know?
I mean, that's basically every segment.
Right? And history.
Okay. So, next topic is... this is something I never knew about the creation and development of the automobile, which is, you know how in the early days they were just like convertibles automatically?
Yes.
They were just open air for...
That's a really good point.
Yeah, I never really thought about it, but the reason is...
Start as off-road vehicles. Just went really, really slow.
The reason that they did not have roofs is because... roofs were seen as something to do with a home, and homes were feminine. So they couldn't put a roof on a car because cars were supposed to be manly. So like...
And it's weird because I see a convertible as a very female
good point now.
Thing now. Way to steal that back, ladies. And Michael Scott from The Office.
I cannot believe, and I kind of am seeing the parallels with this story to the way people talk about grilling now. Like grilling is manly, but cooking is feminine. Oh. Like if it's outside, it's manly.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But inside is for ladies only.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It says, car makers' assumptions about gender blinded them to potential market for enclosed vehicles, thus delaying the industry's effort to meet the technological challenges of producing closed cars. Come on!
Oh, right. So, like, when men were stubborn and tried to do things that made them look cool, they held us back.
And that...
A tale as old as time.
Yeah, people. Right. I don't know why I'm ever shocked anymore, but...
This is funny.
The men who did say that they would have preferred a roof on their car... were accused of being, quote, henpecked by their wives, like pussy whipped.
Oh, my God.
Can you believe?
Like, you know what? Is this like... Would these guys wear shorts in the snow?
Right.
Is this like this?
That's what I'm thinking.
Does it similar in that way?
Yes.
Of like, look at how tough I am withstanding
I don't mind rain.
This.
I don't mind snow.
This.
I'm tough.
I don't mind this Why is comfort a feminine thing?
Right.
Let's ask that question.
Yeah.
My mom and I, we were having this conversation the other day about how, we are a family of really, really strong women. And my grandma was like tough as nails. Her mother was raised literally in a coal mine. Like her mom passed away really young and her father raised her like in the coal mine. And you can imagine like she probably wasn't a nurturing lady.
Yeah.
So just raised like all these really, really tough women. And it was like being like saying you can't do something or not being able to like be tough is totally like, well, you're weak. You're like you not allowed in our family.
Yeah.
And that is like a very masculine trait. And that's something that we often get accused of like, oh yeah, they're very like,
that's what tough it out refers to.
Yes.
Right.
And the fact, and like, that is a really fucked up thing that we need to push back on, and said that we don't that comfort.
Well, and it's baloney anyway. Have you seen their man caves?
Baloney.
They love comfort.
Oh my God, you're so right. This is all a projection thing because of pregnancy, isn't it? This is like they get mad, like, oh, look at how weak you are, because they're really feeling weak themselves because
they can't make babies and push them out.
Yeah. Have you seen all these videos that are floating around of the guys who, I think, what's her name? The gymnast, Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say he was really tiny, but they're all, Shawn Johnson. She was pregnant and she's like doing gymnastics and a bunch of cool stuff. And so she tied the same weight, like medicine ball, to her husband, and he's like dying.
Yeah.
It's so funny. He's like, oh my God, I can't. This is what it feels like. Wait, you have to get up with this? And she's like, yes.
Well,
now watch me do a handstand.
It's the perfect time for me to refer to modern fertility.
Yes, there you go. What can't we do, ladies?
What can't we do? You can find out if you take the modern fertility test what you have going on in your body, how many eggs you have cooking in there, your reproductive timeline, which is very handy for people who would like to know when and if to have a child, possible outcomes for egg freezing, IVF. These are things that are so empowering. Yes. Do you not want to know? Come on, everyone should know.
Oh my gosh, that's such good information.
Yeah, get your fertility info.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you go to your doctor, it'll cost you an arm and a leg. And modern fertility is actually affordable, and you can do it privately in your house. Just send it off, and then they email you the results. It's so convenient, so easy, and so affordable. Can't say enough good stuff about this company. And they have a deal for you guys right now. Modern Fertility is offering our listeners $20 off the test when you go to modernfertility.com/braincandy. That means your test will cost $139 instead of the several hundred or thousand plus dollars it could cost at a doctor's office. Get $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/braincandy, modernfertility.com/braincandy. But this particular story I found in the Substack of Wealth of Women, which is by Katrine Marsal. And she has a book coming out this fall, which I'm so excited about, called Mother of Invention, How Good Ideas Get Ignored in an Economy Built for Men. I can't wait.
Oh, that sounds so good.
That's
Our book
definitely
club is going to go crazy
yeah.
for that.
Yeah. Because who would think like roofs on car would be controversial? Okay.
So, see, the answer is always the patriarchy. Or
It really is.
The
white supremacy
answer, but
and patriarchy.
Who to point the finger at.
Yeah.
White
We're
supremacy.
on to you, fellas.
And the patriarchy.
And white people.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to call it out. Call it like we see it.
Okay. Next up, another patriarchy thing. I want to know why you think this is happening. There was a study done on the website Cameo, which is like pseudo-celebs and like real celebs who get money to make birthday videos and things like that for their fans. And you set your price of what you charge for a little video that you send. And it says that men charge more for their time than women. According to an analysis of the top 20 highest priced active actors on the platform, the average man was charging $626 for a cameo, while the average woman charged $326.
It's half.
Yeah. Among musicians, the average fee for a man to cut a quick video was $590, while the average woman in the top 20 charged $362. So I'm wondering, do you think that is just because we undervalue ourselves, or do you think it's because people are willing to pay less for women? Like, what's your take on it, or both?
I think all the above.
Yeah.
And I also think that, you know, if you look at the income then of those, I bet the men is double. And so women are like, or maybe like they. So
the men
not
price
double, like they're like, oh, I need. I don't know.
Yeah,
not like I
think
money,
you're onto something,
you know
because
mean?
it's like,
or even if it's like in our head,
if you price it based on like what you earn and your amount of time it would take, then if you're making more already for your profession, then okay, so you think it's a reflection of the existing pay gap.
Yes. Yes.
And that we undervalue ourselves.
Especially since a lot of them are former stars or people who were really famous during a time where that pay gap was probably even greater.
Yeah.
So they're like, wow, this is like, I bet they don't even do the compare. And I noticed that on our show.
What?
That not our show, like us, but I mean could you imagine just you and me and Adam
no,
charging double?
The challenge.
The challenge, yeah. A lot of the guys, I'm like, what? Are you out your damn mind?
You mean
like this
in their rate on Cameo?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Where it's like men are definitely, I think, charging themselves more. I would wonder what the reality star one is. Take a little peeky peek.
What is your rate? Do you feel comfortable sharing?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
It's like fully available. I don't even, let me see. Oh my goodness. I am at, I want to say like $38 or something like that.
Okay, and I saw Wes is 80. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Right. $80. I just don't think that to me it's not fair to the kind of, like, I want everybody to be able to, like,
that's so nice. See, this
you
is
know,
so another reason that women
that's
think,
it for me, is I
wanna
think
be
about who would want to get that, and the people who are like, you know, maybe the fans of the show who, I don't know, just are like younger too, or just like a normal human. $80, like,
that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Well, I think that's very nice of you, and I think it also might contribute to the pay gap, is that consideration for
that's right. It's totally true.
Who might be wanting to buy them, which is very sweet.
You're so right.
But it's so annoying all the same.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. What the heck do I charge? I think that. Yeah.
Do you ever think like maybe you should charge more?
$39. Yes, that's it. That's $38.
Okay. Do you ever think like maybe charge double and then do half as many? No. Okay.
Because they're fun to do and they like feed my soul. Fun. And people are so nice, and they get them. Sometimes people just get them as their own pep talks.
No, that's sweet.
So they'll be like, "Hey, I'm like going through a tough time. Can you just give me a pep talk or give me, you know, a little advice on like, you know, give me something to cheer me up?" I'm like, "I got you."
Is that in like your description that's your specialty is pep talks?
No, I didn't. I did. I think I said pep talk, but I should add that. I should write that in there.
Yeah, motivational.
Yeah, motivational. You know,
I should do one and just be like, I do insults only.
I'm sure people do that. I'm sure there's like people who are famous. You and insult the comic dog or whatever.
I'm just mean only. No inspiration.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Moving on.
I just noticed I'm not on Wi-Fi, so I'm going to turn it on Wi-Fi. And if we drop for a second, then
let's see.
I mean, it's on Wi-Fi, but it's on the Wi-Fi for my printer. So that's fun. That's
I can still hear you.
I
think we're good.
Thank goodness. Did it switch? Is it good? It is.
Okay.
Woo! I think it's going to be. Oh, that sounds different.
Oh no.
Okay.
I thought we weathered the storm.
Oh, that is lovely. Your voice is clearer.
Oh, okay.
It's going to sound the same, I'm sure. But, you know, it's just nice to hear.
For you.
You were sounding a little underwater, and I was just, like, thinking that it was it's just like, I don't know.
What if I was like, well, I am underwater?
That was a really good fish noise, huh?
Moving on.
Yes.
Well, I mean, before I move on, might I encourage you to try out some beautiful jewelry from
Oh my gosh.
Ana Luisa?
Yes.
I mean,
I'm wearing mine right now.
It makes your whole outfit sing. It's like the icing on the cake, beautiful, timeless pieces. Their jewelry is my favorite because it's carbon neutral, so it's great for the environment, unlike most jewelry. And it's exceptional quality, and they have a great warranty, and they make things in limited batches, so it's like really high standards. They want it to be perfect, and it's affordable. I just love they have fair prices, but these pieces will be timeless. They'll last forever. Great gift, like I said, for a graduate or, you know, someone you love.
I don't want to be all hippity-dippity, but I wear one that is like a sucks up negative energy stone.
Oh.
And I wear that,
far, so
and
good.
it makes me feel centered and balanced. And then when my mom came to visit, she goes, "Oh, is that an onyx stone?" I'm like, "Yes." She goes, "Good. That is what you should be wearing."
Okay,
And
see?
she didn't even know.
Protect yourself,
you know,
people.
she didn't even know that it was carbon neutral and good for the environment. She just thought it was badass.
And just thought it was beautiful, too. And
Yes.
they have a deal 10% off for us, so that is super fun. AnnaLuisa.com/braincandy. Go treat yourself and your loved ones and use our code BRAINCANDY to get 10% off. I absolutely recommend them. They're a great brand making beautiful, sustainable jewelry. Go to AnnaLuisa.com/braincandy, code BRAINCANDY, and that's ANALUISA.com/braincandy, code BRAINCANdy. Love it. Okay.
I've been into cute little ear cuffs on people lately. Like, I
Ooh.
love like the whole, yeah, they have those. That's super cute.
Okay.
Okay.
I wanted to know if you read about the new Victoria's Secret models going on today.
No. What?
They
No.
got rid of the angels. You know, the
Okay, great.
weirdos.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. See you never, whatever TJ would say. And then they hired people like Megan Rapinoe and the soccer player.
Susie, oh yes.
See,
it's like you gotta like cue me. I'm like,
well,
Susie.
I thought because she's
you know
a soccer
me in names.
player, but you'd know her to see. And Priyanka Chopra, she's married to the Jonas Brother, as you may know.
This is great.
And they have a trans model. They have
yes, there you go.
what
Oh,
else?
like humans,
you know, like
beautiful
inclusive
people. Oh, my
sized
God.
models, all different
Yes,
things.
like
What-
actually inclusive size models.
in addition to the model changes, which is a great thing, but they just have so much work to do because Victoria's Secret has been so toxic for a really long time. In fact, the CEO was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein, if that doesn't tell you what you need to know.
No.
Oh, yeah, it was a big
my
expose in the New York Times.
God.
And, like, they had a super toxic work environment. But this is something I never knew.
Ew.
Victoria's Secret company never, like, promoted or celebrated Mother's Day because that's not sexy.
Oh my God.
I never knew that.
I'm so grossed out.
They never sold post-mastectomy bras or nursing bras.
I'm so grossed out.
How gross is that?
Because they want to hide it.
Like, if it's not sexy, they pretended like it didn't exist.
I feel
in their idea
guilty
sexy.
for owning the items that I do from there now.
And let me just be
I
very
wanna burn 'em.
clear. I am not saying they're not sexy. That's their idea of what is sexy and what is not.
Right.
But
I think it's so sexy.
yes. And, like, what a shame that they didn't have nursing bras or post-mastectomy
Because like
bras.
what that does for the for everybody, the female and the male consumer, like who's
Yes.
like, oh my God. We just are doing all the wrong things. Okay, this is great. I love change. Change.
They have a lot of work to do, and they need to, like, say sorry or something. Because
Yeah.
I used to work at Victoria's Secret. Like, I loved their products, but it just is because I was naive, and also I live in a patriarchal society and didn't notice the problems. But I'm so glad that they're going to actually acknowledge, motherhood and, cancer survivors and
Acknowledge motherhood.
Right?
Acknowledge how every human ended up here.
yeah, and the reason we have breasts
Oh my God.
in the first place.
I didn't even fucking think about that. Susie,
It's so gross.
shame on me. I can't believe that right now I did not make the connection between boobs and there's the purpose that they serve. Oh my God, I'm having an internal breakdown right now.
I mean,
Like, I'm just like, I can't believe that I just did that. Like, that you've showed me how disconnected I am from that association. And I'm like, I just think of them, when I think of boobs in terms of Victoria's Secret, I just think of them pushed together, shoved up, and covered in sparkles. And like,
well, and they basically
has
sabotaged.
any of those underwear ever been comfortable? The ones that like, some of them seem unwearable. There was oh my God, it's just so funny. Oh, like,
They even
and I'm saying
did-
there's a place for that for sure.
Well, sure, yeah.
But they make it feel like it's like
it
what
can't
we're
be
wearing
the
every day.
only option, and the only thing that can be sexy is this male, like myopic lens of
Right.
one dimension.
And the only people they're sexy for are these people.
Yeah.
No.
So that's good news.
Good share, Suze.
But, like-
and you got me all raged up, like all fired up. My heart rate's like up.
It's unbelievable. Because I can't believe the
unbelievable.
nursing bra thing. Like,
No,
because
I
they
can't believe- they're a
sabotage their
bra
own
company.
business. Because do you know how much money you can make off of these products? And they chose not to make that money because it's just like icky to them.
Icky.
Yeah.
We're so backward.
I mean, and it's still like that with sizes beyond what I don't know what the
Yeah.
typical limit is, but they could make so much money from a lot of people who want cool clothes, but they don't because
Right.
it's like, quote, bad for their
know,
brand in their eyes.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's not good, dude.
So this is just one
That
example.
is a good. I don't want to give them any more of my. Well, now I want to. Now, can I give? Do I like them now?
Well, I like that
It's
they're
still
changing.
controversial. We like that we're going to watch from the sidelines. There's other, other companies.
Yeah,
that are
there's
doing
other
way better things. We're
companies.
gonna-
So you choose to
Yes.
spend your money where they represent your values.
That's a good thing to say. Yes.
Any hoodles, did you watch the Bo Burnham comedy special?
No, everybody's talking about this though. Is it? And it's. Here's the thing. Believe it or not, you wouldn't know this about me, or you wouldn't guess this. I do not like musical
I
comedy.
knew you were going to say that. I know.
Why do you know that about me?
Well,
Would you guess that? And why don't I
because you
like
love
that?
a punchline, and like musical comedy isn't really like a punchline. It's just clever lyrics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not a laugh line usually.
Yeah.
I think
It
this
doesn't
one
do
you
it
would
for
like
me.
though.
Do you like it?
No,
Do you
I
like it?
don't. Normally, I hate musical comedy. I agree with you.
Do you like a musical?
Not as much as my husband. He's obsessed with musicals.
Oh my God, Adam and I can go see musicals.
Like, he'll be like-
I don't know if I like them or not.
Like if you said, "Hey Adam, what do you think of Seven Brides for Seven Brothers?" He would be so excited.
Okay, yeah, I'm
have
with
to
you.
do
I don't
it.
even know what the fuck that is. So I'll ask him about that
I think
when
it's
I come
just
over. Hey,
you
what do
know how
think of
you
Seven
are
Brothers for
about
Seven
like
Brothers?
Toy Story. I think he watched that as a kid, so
Yes.
it makes him feel that way.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So this
Okay.
special, it's phenomenal. It really is, and
Wow.
I did not think it was going to be. Usually, when I get tons of people
Okay.
telling me to watch something, I'm like, "This is going to be garbage."
Why do we think that?
Well, because it usually is. Because like most
Oh,
people
so
have bad
funny.
taste. You know,
Yes, except with Interstellar, they're all right.
in this case, though, it was. Let me tell you this. It
Yeah.
pains me deeply to say that a white man is genius.
Oh wow, this was good.
It was genius. It really was. I cannot believe it. So the premise is that
Wow, Suze, I can't wait to watch this. Move over, The Bachelorette.
Bo Burnham became famous at 15 on YouTube. He just wrote a few songs in his bedroom for his family as a joke, and they went viral. And from that point on, he's just been like prodigious. Like he had a Comedy Central special at 18, which was the youngest anyone has ever done that. And then he stopped in 2016 because he started having panic attacks when he would perform on stage, and decided to take time off to deal with his mental health.
Yes,
And
good.
he was doing great and he was healing. And in January 2020, he decided he was ready to come back. And then the funniest thing happened. COVID. And so he
God.
couldn't perform. And so he was like most of us, going crazy and felt depressed and really upset. And this was a way for him to just be distracted from life. And so he wrote all these songs that are a commentary on digital culture. And think about it. This is a person, he's 30 now. He has lived his whole life in the comments section because he started at 15. And you can see the anguish and pain that is caused when you want to disappear, but you need an audience to survive.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
And I felt like I could relate
can't
to
wait
that
to watch
because of
this.
reality TV and everything. And
Yes.
being on TV during your formative years and all the feedback you get about what you look like, how you act, whatever. But it's just, he does a great job of acknowledging the fact that he's a white man and like all the things you would want him to say. But
I love it. It's so great when we acknowledge our mental, like when people are faced with mental health issues or I don't want to say issues. Don't even like calling it that. Just like people are honest about their human experience.
Yeah.
And the effects that
being a person
is having on them.
And he's raw about it in the special, especially towards the end. Like it gets better and better the more you watch it. And by the end you really
God,
see
I can't wait.
Like the pain.
I love when you give a good review to something. I don't think there's anything that you've said, this is really good, that hasn't been really, really, really good.
But just know that I'm on the same page with you about musical comedy in general and like
okay, so that says a lot.
Yeah. This is different.
Okay. This is good. We're on the same page with this.
So I recommend it. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It is unusual, and it is not like a laugh a minute like a typical comedy special, but it is funny.
Okay, we like that. We love dark comedy. This is like, is it like a, not similar, but who do we love that's oh my gosh, from not Australia, but close to Australia?
Hannah Gadsby.
Oh my gosh. Hannah Gadsby,
New
thank
Zealand.
you. New Zealand. I was like, my brain's not even working. Hello.
Well, yeah, it's
like how that's like funny, but also like makes you think
yes.
and like touches your heart. Yes. Okay, great.
Yeah,
I love that. It's my
a
favorite
couple
thing.
bits where he would like kind of pretend like he was going to do real jokes. And when he did one, I was like, Sarah would love this joke. He said like, I really feel like pirates should take better care of their maps. And he and he did a whole bit about it. I'm like, Sarah would love this joke. He's like, they're always tea-stained and burnt.
They are like that. And it's so extra hilarious if you've ever had to go through the art of like trying to make a pirate map and you really have to like light that shit on fire.
Right.
You're thinking, what are they doing? Oh my God. That is so hilarious. Okay, yeah, I could like that.
Okay. But the rest of it's
Look at
not
how funny
like
I think just that is. Or do I just think you're hilarious and it's good delivery?
No, it's him. Okay.
Oh, I can't wait.
So
That's
highly
so
recommend that. Okay, last thing I think I will talk about is...
Last thing?
Well, I don't know. We'll see how long it takes us. There was an article about the importance of friendship, and it was looking at friendship from an anthropological point of view. So it was like studying people over a big area. Mm-hmm. And it was saying that most people can only handle a social network of about 150 people. That's our typical...
Oh my God, I was going to guess 5.
Well, there's a breakdown. So that's like people you know, even like...
Oh, okay.
That you would be like, that's my friend, but you haven't talked to them in 5 years, you know?
Okay.
So 150 total. Whew. You know, kind of like who might come to your wedding. Like that number. And it was saying that there's an innermost circle, and it's 4 to 5 people.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
And that's like your main group that you might even talk to them every day. Like it can include family and your kids and anybody that's significant. And then there's the next group. It's called the sympathy group, which they didn't say why they call it that, but it's 10 people.
Oh, I know exactly why they call it that.
Why?
They're the people who you would go to if like
you've been wronged.
Or no, I almost like you lose. There's somebody close to you passes away. These are the 10 people who are going to provide you that emotional support that may not be your best friend that you talk to every day, but you know that this person is going to be there for you. And these people are like, they're like, if something happened, you tell your partner like, hey,
this is what white women would refer to as their tribe.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So, and they are like the breakaway from the immediate family. They're for like a night out. You might even talk to them each week. And when you combine the first 5 and then those 10 people, that's like 60% of your friend time is with those guys. But then the remaining 40% is of the 135 other people. Mm-hmm. And they were going on about something we already know, which is that being within a supportive social network reduced the risk of mortality by 50%.
Wow.
Which is on par with quitting smoking and more important than your BMI, which is good to remember. Friendship matters.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
you know, in fact, don't care about that other stuff. Just care about friends, and then you'll be good with all the other stuff.
Yeah, and it was saying that most people are closer with their best friend than they are with their lover, their romantic partner. That they call it cross-sex cooperation, like with your if you're in a relationship with the opposite sex, that it's cognitively the costliest of all cooperation. It's time-consuming.
I could agree with that.
And emotionally draining of relationships because of the need to trade unequal currencies and because you must, quote, mind read a brain that probably operates in a distinctly different way than yours.
That is the most important takeaway from this if you are in a relationship with the opposite sex.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Isn't it?
Because it is. It's translating it. It's the same as having a conversation in a language that's not foreign to you.
Yeah, and like how hard you have to work.
Or that's not native to you.
Yeah,
you know,
when it's your second language or whatever, how hard that is and how focused you have to be.
What was the word that we discovered is totally different? Was it okay? Or all right?
Okay.
When they say, okay. And you're like, okay, you just agreed to do that. And they're like, no, okay, I heard you.
Yes.
What? So we have to like, let's start with that, you know? So fuck that, man.
We are separated by a common language.
Dude, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Huh.
But would you say that that's been your experience, that you've been closer with a female friend than male partners? Or not?
As far as able to be vulnerable, because, like, let's define closeness. I think that's an important thing, too. Because, like, if we're looking at emotional intimacy, absolutely. I have definitely been and physical, let's be real. But, like, I've definitely been able to be closer to women because there isn't that translating thing. There isn't that, you know.
Yeah, there's an understanding.
There's an understanding. And I think especially because some of the things that I need understanding for are things like being a survivor of sexual abuse. I think that's something that women can understand in a way that men, even male survivors, like, they just understand it a different way.
Sarah,
they understand some of the same things. What?
You are jogging my memory along those lines. Okay. So you know how I said I hate calling a white man a genius? Yeah. When I was watching the Bo Burnham thing, I thought to myself, like, how annoying it is that so often, especially in comedy, the white men create things that I think of in that way. And I was, like, trying to unpack, like, why that might be. I think so much of being a woman is so difficult because we're always, like, just trying to not get raped and killed. That,
yes,
like, so much of our time and mental energy is to do that and then to take care of other people, that we just don't have the bandwidth or time or energy to make sometimes the same type of art, to just sit in a room and create. I wonder if you agree.
Yes, I totally agree, Susie, because it's Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah. And it's even worse for women of color.
People of color.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely, 100%, totally agree with you. God, I can't wait till we get to hang out IRL and get all jacked up on these combos in person.
Because it's like the microaggressions and like the constant survival mode, especially in professional settings where you're like, is he trying to whatever, you know.
And it puts you in a different place cognitively.
Yeah.
It puts you in it. You are actually functioning in a different brain state.
Yeah. And if you can remove
Than
that, if
the
you
male
don't have to
counterpart.
worry about all that stuff, you just have so many more resources internally.
Yes. A calm mind functions in a creative place. A mind that's in a place of being like alert or even in like, kind of fear is in one of a emotional place.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, women are so emotional because you put us in a state
We're in
of fucking
trauma.
fear. That's the trauma response. Stop putting us in that state and we'll stop responding like that.
Yeah, stop raping us.
It's like they're the rain clouds and they're like, oh, why are you guys so wet? You're raining on us.
Why do you guys have umbrellas?
Stop raining on me. Mm-hmm. Then I won't be wet. That's sort of a loose metaphor, but it works. You'll figure it,
and
you know what
it's
I mean.
true. Okay. So anyway,
See, I'm
the
all fired
friendship
up.
thing, it applies there too, because then there's an understanding, which I imagine is more like, let's say if you're a black woman with another black woman, there's all this stuff you don't have to explain.
Yep.
You have a lived
Right.
experience of commonality,
Yep.
and so you can get closer faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be, and here's the thing, it doesn't need to be the same experience or the so somebody has to be just like you. I think it needs to be an openness to hearing the other person and being having empathy. Mm-hmm. We need to raise the empathy.
Well, that's for fucking
And
sure.
that just so happens to be like a female, because there are empathetic males that I absolutely feel like I'm very, very, very close to and can be very open with. And so there definitely are exceptions to that rule of like, but I think on a whole, it's definitely more women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's so interesting. Relationship dynamics are fascinating to me. Mm-hmm. Friendship is fascinating. Mm-hmm. And then the romantic relationships. Because you read about these couples that are doing things differently, like they're co-parenting as platonic people, but they have no romantic relationship.
Yeah.
And that seems so foreign, but I don't know why. Why would you need to be romantic to be good parents to a kid?
Right, and the relationship that's going to work the best is the relationship that's the best negotiated amongst both people. It's really like a business.
Yeah.
You're coming into this, and if you like both have have the same interest in the company and the business and growing it in the same way, then it succeeds and it does well. And if you negotiate things, oh, hey, we're going to make these kind of changes, not just like change and then hope things like work themselves out, or keep secrets from your business partner, whatever it may be.
Well,
like
you and I have keep being psychically connected recently.
Yes, like for real.
Same time texts. And
the
stuff
other
like
day
that.
it happened. And I was like, "What happened? Something happened." And I swear, I was like,
I said, "I can't wait for you to come here. I can't wait to see you."
Oh yeah, and I was like, it was right as I was pushing like purchase on the ticket.
Isn't that funny?
And I was like, "What is she? Is she watching?"
Yeah, it keeps happening. And
yeah,
then
I love that.
It reminded me that I had read this article about brains when they're in sync with each other, and how like it was describing how they use these electrodes, and when two people imitated each other's hand movements, their brains showed like coupled wave patterns.
Yes.
And like it was just funny because in the article it said like the person was quoted as saying like, there's nothing spooky or like telepathy going on, and that made me think there's definitely something spooky. Because like they were so wanting you to know.
But don't worry, guys. This isn't like any of that old like psychic shit. It's definitely that psychic shit.
Yeah, because they are kind of in this article, the study in particular was kind of baffling to the scientists, and they couldn't figure out how this was happening. And they were just like, nothing spooky though. Okay, it's definitely spooky.
Yep, I love it.
I
love it. And see, everybody knows this on an anecdotal, like we all know this. Like any mother knows this about their child if they've had a bad dream and they like, you know, lives far away or something like that. Or if you've had, like my siblings, we will always call each other at the same time.
Yeah.
Like Lucas calls me, I call Jordan, Jordan calls Luke. Somehow it works. So, and we're talking
You're
within
in different
30
time
seconds.
zones too. It's not like just...
And we're in different time zones. And it's to the point where we've independently talked about it with like, I talk with Lucas and we're like, isn't that weird? And he talks with Jordan, but we've never talked about it together. Mm-hmm. And been like, wow. But my mom is like, well, of course, because you're all psychic. And so, you know, I think she's just right. And everybody is a little.
It's funny, too, because the synchrony was dependent upon the social dynamic. So if there was a leader, let's say it's your pastor or your teacher, the synchrony between the leader and the follower was greater than just like two followers. So like you and your teacher would have more of that than just two students together. So
wow.
That stuff is interesting. And this was in the New York Times. And I just love that they don't know what's cooking.
I love that too. And then you know what I think about that? Because I love doing this show so much because we can just connect the dots of a bunch of different studies that are so fucking cool. Mm-hmm. So I remember way, way back in the beginning of that podcast, we talked about a study on people who had been together for more than 40 years. And they said, what is the thing that you like most about your partner? And they said, I love when they're just in their, like, doing their thing and, like, being themselves. And then there was another one that said that partners that can teach their partner something, that you can learn from your partner, when you're, like, in awe of what they do. That whole thing of, like, loving your partner, like when you're most attracted to them, is when you're basically like in awe of them.
Yeah.
And when you're in awe of somebody or can be curious, then there's room for them to teach you about something. And when you can teach somebody about something, you create these strong feelings of attachment.
Yes.
So I think that is kind of what that is.
So we're basically conjoined at this point, you and I.
Definitely. And you teach me things all the
That's
time.
How I feel.
And I absolutely, I'm always like WWSD. You know what that is.
Yes,
everybody knows.
Thank you. I'm honored.
And it's not Sarah,
No.
obviously.
Sometimes she replaces the S with Cardi B, though.
Right. That is sometimes what,
Yeah, no.
sometimes what would. My mom said it the other day. She said, I don't know what we were talking about. We were talking about, like, probably the same thing, about, like, why I need to, like, because my mom's like, you need everything new. You need a new bed. You need a new mat. Like, and she's right. I'm getting everything. It's like, I'm doing it. And, big girl stuff.
Yes.
But she's like, what would Beyonce do? And I'm
mean.
like, you're right. Beyonce would. And then I even told, and she didn't even know about the Lemonade album.
The lemon. Oh.
And then I told her, and she was like, "Oh, well, then she really would."
I love
get
that you
a whole.
It's like
Everything's
she's been
new.
in a bubble.
Oh my gosh, it is really fun.
That's
yes,
so
it is funny. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we're in sync, and we should wind it down.
Yes. Oh gosh,
because I got to go out
so
and get on the slip and slide real quick.
Oh my gosh! But hopefully not into a puddle of
toilet.
Ebola. Into Ebola? No, E. coli.
E. coli, yeah.
Potato.
And
I don't know.
I look forward to hearing whether you guys think the ethnic food aisle is racist.
Oh yes! Oh my god, we covered so much stuff today.
And we talked about how car roofs are for women? Question mark?
But like once again, like, is this the same thing as, like, guys just, and like, do we have a society where you're not allowed to ever be comfortable?
Right. Come on now.
Did we just, like, realize that comfort is a feminine thing?
Pain
No,
is not
silly.
masculine. Calm down.
Right.
Women
Oh my
on
God,
Cameo
yes.
are shortchanging themselves. But Victoria's Secret.
Sarah's fee is fair.
Sarah's fee is fair to be more inclusive to those,
Yes.
maybe have a few
Yeah,
less.
so we're going to sit back and watch what they do.
Then Bo Burnham, you got to watch that. That's really good.
Oh, yes. Right. Oh, I can't wait.
And then just remember, your friends are like on your wavelength, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I love that. I wish there were some way we can just measure. I wanted to know everything about, like, I'm like, how Susie and Sarah are exactly alike. Remember when we took that test independently and it said, like, I was Dwight and you were Michael Scott?
I'm Dwight.
You're Dwight. I'm Michael Scott.
Believe me, I'll never forget. I was horrified.
I'm Phil Dunphy and you're...
the lady.
Whatever the mom is. Claire Dunphy. So funny. Independently, guys. That's what we got.
That is so
insane.
Stupid and great.
I love it so much. I love you.
Don't
I
forget
love all
to
of
leave
you
us
listeners.
a review and all that. We love you. Bye.
And we'll see you next time. Bye, 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 bye.